a sovereign, a ruler, an unstoppable force. But they forget that this same sovereign was once the one they mocked, the one they spat on, the one they laughed at, the one they abandoned bleeding in the dust. They walked away without turning back and labeled him ruined, smashed, finished. They spoke his name like it belonged to the past, as if he were already gone. And now that word chokes them. Now they watch him rise, unable to understand how the thing they shattered became the force that shatters everything else. You want to know how a broken man becomes a king? You want to know what exists between collapse and control? I'll tell you. It's dark. It's violent. It's a transformation that never happens in the light. It happens in the pit, in the grave, in the silence where no one comes to rescue you. That's when you realize salvation was never coming. That is where kings are forged. Not in palaces, not in comfort, in filth, in pain, in moments where you face two choices: disappear or become something they can never destroy again. I chose to become. They thought breaking me was the end. They believed the story ended when I hit the ground. They celebrated over me as if I were already lifeless. They divided what belonged to me, erased my name from their mouths, moved on as if I never mattered, as if I were just another casualty crushed by the world. They were certain, confident, blind. They didn't understand. Every blow hardened me. Every betrayal sharpened me. Every laugh at my pain fed something inside me. Something that learned to endure. Something that learned to hate. Something that learned not to break anymore, but to break everything else instead. I remembered the floor. I remembered the cold. I remembered blood in my mouth, and the sound of their footsteps fading away. I remember thinking, this is it. This is where it ends. This is where I become nothing. But something shifted in that darkness. Something woke up inside me. Something that had slept my entire life. A voice that didn't beg. A voice that didn't plead. A voice that said, stand up. Stand up and make them regret it. Stand up and take back everything they thought was theirs. So I stood up, not the same, never the same. The man who fell did not rise. Something else did. Something colder, something harder, something with no space left for mercy, forgiveness, or second chances. They killed the gentle parts of me. They destroyed the version that believed in fairness, kindness, and rules. And in its place, they created a monster. a ruler, a king who answers to no one and bows to nothing. They called me broken as an insult, as if it should shame me, as if I should vanish into the shadows for failing their idea of strength. They never understood what broken truly means. Broken means the cage is open. Broken means the chains are gone. Broken means there's nothing left to lose and nothing left to fear. Broken is the most dangerous thing a man can become, because broken no longer follows the rules. I stopped asking for permission, stopped waiting my turn, stopped believing that humility and patience would earn recognition. No one was coming to see my worth. No one was going to give me anything. The world doesn't give. The world takes. And I decided I was done being taken from. I reclaimed everything they stole, every opportunity they blocked, every door they slammed shut. I tore them down, burned them to ash, walked through the fire without hesitation. They wanted me to stay beneath them, to accept the bottom, to be grateful for leftovers. But I was never meant for scraps. I was meant for the throne, and I took it. Not because it was offered, but because I ripped it from their grip. You want to know what separates kings from the rest? It's not blood, not birth, not luck. It's will, unbreakable will. The refusal to accept the story written for you. The refusal to die when they say you should. The refusal to bend when the world tries to snap you in half. Kings are born in moments where others quit, where others surrender, where others say, "It's over." Kings look at that moment and say, "No, this is the beginning." They see me now and don't understand. They see the crown and think it was given. They see the power and assume it was inherited. They don't see the blood, the years in darkness, the nights spent rebuilding from nothing. They don't see the graves I crawled out of, the monsters I became to survive. They only see the king, and they bow. I let them, because I earned every piece of this. Those who broke me still exist. They watch from the shadows now. They whisper my name with fear. They remember what they did. They remember how they laughed. Now they understand. They tried to destroy me. Instead, they created the thing that will destroy them. They should have finished the job. They should have made sure I never rose again. But arrogance made them careless, and now they face the result. I am the result. I don't forgive. I don't forget. I don't offer second chances to those who gave me none. The mercy they denied me is the mercy they will never receive. They can beg, they can kneel, they can cry for the kindness they once mocked. It won't matter. That language no longer exists for me. I speak only power now. Dominion, unshakable authority.
They once called me broken. Now they call me king. And the throne I sit on is built from every lie, every betrayal, every wound they carved into me. I took it all and built my empire on top of it. They thought they were burying me. They were only laying the foundation. Let this be the lesson. Let this be the warning. You never know what you create when you try to break someone and walk away untouched. You don't know what sleeps inside the ones you attempt to destroy. You don't know what rises from the ashes when someone is burned to nothing. Sometimes it's dust. Sometimes it's a corpse, and sometimes it's a king. And kings do not forget. I remember every face, every name, every act of cruelty. It's carved into my bones, fuel for the fire inside me. A fire that never fades. A fire that never dies. A fire that will consume everything they built and leave only ash and memory. They called me broken. Now they call me king. And this is only the beginning.